Hey, that's fine too. We can just chat. Yeah. Dude, that's cool because that means I can get drunker if
Okay.
you're not going live.
Something. Okay, we should probably take notes of this because there's a couple topics we need to talk about.
Do it.
Just when disclosure comes around, when the moment comes, are we going live with everyone? Who can we trust? How do we transfer the information? What exactly do?
So here's so my vision of disclosure, I like the library thing, sending it to libraries on a certain day. Um, what I had sort of envisioned is I want to publish the paper on archive.com because you absolutely cannot publish this in a peer-reviewed journal because the peer review committee will laugh you out of there, but they'll send it to all of their friends. So, no. So, yeah.
I say we
What I
do everything
really,
we can.
sorry, what?
I say we do everything we possibly can. So
Correct.
we need to reach out. We need to have a group of all of the media vendors that we can possibly control and ask them all to pitch in, give them all the information all at once, and just spam the internet with it.
We need partnerships well ahead of time, period. Like, you can't be calling these people to be like, can I disclose UFOs tomorrow? You have to be like in talks with these people. And so we need to pick, Mark and I have been talking about this already. We need to pick the most credible person we can possibly get who will publish it and talk about it on TV. I was thinking Tucker Carlson. I was thinking Tucker Carlson needs to be the one.
Tucker Carlson. I'm a big fan of Tucker Carlson. Yes.
Let's call Rush Limbaugh. No, let's call Tucker Carlson. No, fuck Bill. Lufa? No Lufa? No, fuck Bill. I'm sorry. We'll do it live.
But
Lufa.
but that needs to come out also with all the YouTube channels that are relating to this topic. Everyone needs to be on board, and so basically what we need is email
A
addresses,
network.
phone numbers, networking. We need to have an open conversation with all of these people, all of these potential channels, so that it will be impossible to shut us down. It needs
So what
to
I
be.
want to do, like we've been at the Institute here in Huntsville, we've been like intentionally under the like below the radar. Like we've been intentionally like spooky hush hush, don't tell anyone, like we use heady words on our website, but we don't actually say it directly what we do. But like so I've kept my profile very low, like intentionally. And I even went as far as I removed the contact form from my website because I was getting so much fucking heat. It was just insane. I had to take the contact form off of my website. But like I need like 3 months running up to disclosure to establish myself as a personality that people have seen before. Before disclosure, they need to have seen me. There needs to be like in the Wayback Machine on the internet, you can go and find references to me online in the 3 months leading up to disclosure because we need to publish it on archive. We need to have Carlson on a Friday night or maybe a Thursday night. Thursday night. He needs to announce we've got something big. There's a documentary on Netflix that is posted an hour from now. And there's a paper on archive.com that's
Steve,
dropping an hour from now. And
Amy,
the
the first
documentary
person we
and
need
the
to
paper
contact,
need to go online at the same time.
we need to contact Stephen Greer first because he needs to make the documentary. That's what takes the longest.
Here's the thing about the documentary and why it's so crucial. Really? We need, okay. I like that. Let me send you actually. My dad is on ResearchGate from years ago. I think I can chat in Zoom and I can send you a link to his ResearchGate profile because we could post it on his profile with him as the author, and then we could have that Tucker Carlson, send in that link. So let me see if I can find him here. And also this ResearchGate profile will give you an idea of like the background that this is coming from, right? So like disclosure is going to come out of Huntsville, Alabama, out of Redstone Arsenal. Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama is the biggest fucking deal that you've never heard of. It's the biggest fucking deal that you have never heard of. And so we need a documentary to drop at the same time that establishes the credibility. Because the fact is that we have deep and wide, extensive credibility that no one knows about because you're not supposed to know about it because it's in Alabama, it's obscure. You're not supposed to know about it. That's the point. So we need to establish credibility at the same time that we drop the paper.
People that know what Huntsville is. Amy
People
showed
know what Huntsville is? Is that what you're saying? I don't
Jeremy,
think so.
Amy showed me not one, but two Saturn V rockets there. One was standing up and one was horizontal.
People don't know what Huntsville is. Huntsville is the biggest fucking deal on the planet that you have never heard of. No, it is. No, like Huntsville is the Silicon Valley of government national security technology and intelligence community technology and aerospace technology. Huntsville is like the hub. Like we are number 3 on the first strike launch list. If first strike happens, 3 targets, Huntsville will be one of them. Alabama. This is Alabama, dude, in the deep south. We're in the top 3 first strike.
But
and it's because you haven't heard of us. We're in the top 3 first strike because you haven't heard of us. That's why. It's on purpose. So we need to get that out there credibly before we disclose. Otherwise, it's like Alabama, podunk, redneck motherfuckers. They don't know anti-gravity. You know what I mean? Gah. Yeah, no, dude. I started the Institute for one reason. One reason, the Institute. I started it as a public-facing persona to disclose anti-gravity technology through, because I told Mark this. If you stick your neck out in public, at least someone notices if your head gets chopped off. If you stick your neck out in private, fuck you. They will bury you. They will burn down your house while you're sleeping in your bed, and it won't even make the news. That's why the Institute exists. So it's a platform of credibility and public-facing persona. So like, sorry, my laptop's falling. So I need to establish that like at least 3 months ahead of time, which is basically now, to be real. 3 months ahead of time is basically today. I need a documentary fucking ASAP. And the reason I need the documentary, fucked up, it's simple and it's fucked up at the same time. We need to tell the story. Sorry, what? So the thing is, So, do you believe in the secret space program? Do you subscribe to the SSP being real? Oh shit. Hold on. Let me check my fucking Intel notebook to find the correct organization name. I don't know. Hold on. Navy. I'm talking about the specifically, I'm talking about the Military Industrial Complex SSP, aka Lockheed Boeing Northrop. Yes. I'm Googling SDI Reagan right now because I want to see what year that was. I mean, I know in general what it was, but I want to see the specific year that that was. Strategic Defense Initiative organization within the U.S. Department of Defense. I'm looking at the wiki here for Strategic Defense Initiative. Um, is this MDA? Is this MDA shit? It's got to be Missile Defense Agency. Is the Army AMRDEC Missile Defense Agency? Are they in this? Hold on, I'm looking at the wiki. The U.S. Army had considered the issue of ballistic missile defense as early as late World War II. Okay, so you know that Huntsville is like the hub. So we have THAAD and CRAM, and like Huntsville is the hub of if a nuclear weapon is coming to the U.S. from Russia, how are we going to see it? Most importantly, how are we going to shoot it down? That is all. That is all. Both the research and development and the operational day to day rank and file we're looking at the radar shit is all run from Huntsville. They would have to. They would have to. They have them here. They would have to have them there and on the West Coast. Okay. Wait, what city is this again? Okay. So I'm looking at this wiki and it's talking about lead up to SDI. It says Reagan's Secretary of State suggested that a 1967 lecture by physicist Edward Teller, the so called father of the hydrogen bomb, was an important precursor to SDI. I have the shit here, man. So I have a guy on my team. I have a guy on my team that I employ. And he's like, he came to me I didn't go looking for him. He came to me. He came to me. And he was basically the best friend of Edward Teller. And he was like this guy like basically helped invent the hydrogen bomb, but he's not on the Wikipedia article. He's a neutron bomb nuclear weapons expert from Huntsville, Alabama. Whatever, I employ him because he came to me. And this guy is so fucking good at playing stupid, you wouldn't believe it. He's like, yeah, Ed Teller was my best friend, and he came to visit me in Huntsville several times before he died, and I invented the neutron bomb. And I'm like, okay, you're an SIR, you are an SRI plant. But when I look at this wiki about SDI, I see Bill fucking Dent all over this. Bill fucking Dent. He's on my team. I employ him. He loves me. We're buddies. He acts like he would follow me off a cliff. except I think he's a CIA SRI plant on my team because he was Ed Teller's best friend. And I asked him, I'm like, Bill, what do you think about UFOs? And he's like, I don't think about UFOs. I don't have any opinions about UFOs. And I'm like, really? Because your best friend is Edward Teller, and Ed Teller gave like Ed Teller was like big into UFOs. I'm like, you can't be Ed Teller's best friend in reality and not be into UFOs. I'm sorry. What state was it? Okay. Hold on. I'm scanning through this Wikipedia article and my eye just caught suicide pact. I have to read what that was.
Let's talk about the neutron detecting device for the roadside bombs.
Oh
Um,
God, Bill's bullshitting me. God damn it. He's a spy.
yeah, I mean, he still has some use to the institute. He has the
He's a subject
lab.
matter expert.
He's a subject matter expert. I think I could work with Bill and really figure out if he's a spy, and
You would
also
like
work
Bill.
with the project. Your dad liked my idea,
Yeah.
and that's fine. Jeremy, get this.
So
Jeremy, get this. Listen to this. So the other night, Amy took me to the airport, and we were chatting right before security, and they called my name for the plane. I got through. I got to security. All the agents were on break. Whatever. I ended up missing my plane, so we ended up staying another night at Amy's house, and her dad ended up taking me to the airport because she had some crazy meetings and stuff. But the night before, right when I got there, they started talking about this project to make a neutron ray. And me and Amy were talking about the day before. She actually read me in on the project. Basically, you're using neutrons to detect ordinances under the ground. But basically, neutrons are, the subatomic particles, and they release gamma rays. So there's a couple ways of doing that. And the problem is that when a neutron generator, other than nuclear stuff, but a real neutron generator creates neutrons in 360 orb. So, like,
yeah,
the neutrons you're getting, they're going in all freaking directions.
like an incandescent light bulb.
Yes, pretty an incandescent light bulb, exactly.
Yeah.
So her dad was saying the only way to get a beam out of it is to have the spins going one way and the spins going the other way, at 180 degrees. And you know what I told him? Dude, that's Alzafan.
Al's a
That's
fucking fan.
dynamic.
Fuck him.
That's
Sorry.
dynamic nuclear orientation. It's exactly what I'm doing right now. I said, listen, I showed him the shape in the air. I didn't even have a whiteboard. I said, all you got to do is a circle with two cones in the center, and make that the entire length of the accelerator. And then you have two separate electromagnets, one south north and one north south, basically opposite. Hit it with microwave frequencies from the side to orient all of the hydrogen atoms, and boom, you got yourself a neutron ray. You know what his response was? It'd be very fucking heavy.
Practical to the end.
But then I said I have this company in Germany that can do 99.95% pure iron. It's very expensive, but if you do that, you can drop the weight dramatically, probably by like 75% for the iron at least the iron mass.
Yeah. The Alzafon thing is crazy. I guess Jeremy's totally on, like, he's on the same page with Alzafon, right?
Jeremy's on all different pages. He's
on all different pages. Okay. Um,
To be, Jeremy, to be honest with you, what I think you're talking about with quasi crystals and all that stuff is the seventh force. That's like much more advanced stuff than what we're going to be capable of doing right
There,
now.
Jeremy, are you aware that there are 8 forces of nature? 8. I can name them. Would you like me to name them? The 4 and gravity. The 5th is arguably, contentiously, the Higgs force from the Higgs boson, which who the fuck cares? I don't. And then number 6, number 6 is anti-gravity. The 6th force is anti-gravity. That's what my group has a mathematical mathematical equation to physically describe. We have 6th force on lockdown. And then 7th force is basically energy into matter into energy, which sounds like what? A portal, man. If you can energy, matter, you can like download yourself into a new whatever through a portal.
Yeah, it's starting.
Yeah. Diracle, how do you spell that? Let me Google that. What is that? Oh, Dirac holes, Holes. Okay, I got it. Thank you. I'm Googling. Go ahead. Negative energy. I see it on Wiki. Got it. For Alcubierre, yes. But for other shit, no. Can you describe what squeezed light is so we're on the same page? Oh, Dirac hole theory is beta decay stuff. Okay. I'm looking at the wiki. Um, John Wick extended Dirac hole theory to cover neutrinos, inducing the anti-neutrino as a hole in a neutrino Dirac sea. Fuck, what does that mean? Keep talking. I can hear you, but I'm standing up to wander around. I can hear you. Okay. If you let me let me go through this in my head. If you have a beam splitter, aka like the single slit experiment, right? The they're gonna cancel out to fucking zero, man. Pause. I would like to make a prediction about what you're about to say. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Are you about to tell me that the electron is interdimensional? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Mhm. Conservation. Got you. What kind of momentum? The vacuum? Does it go into the vacuum? Yeah. Okay. You made it coherent. Are you talking about like absolute zero for like, I don't know, not temperature, but maybe delta G or something? Like absolute zero for energy. Now I see your face. I'm gonna go. I have a steak and green beans and freaking wedged potatoes in the microwave if I walk to the kitchen and get it. Oh,
Oh,
oh, geez, I forgot about it until just now. I put it in the microwave. I pressed the button. I walked away. I forgot about it. I smoked a bowl. I'm gonna go get my steak. I'll be right back. Continue. I'll be right back. I can hear you. Well, just give me a sec. I'll be right back.
okay. Jeremy, is that the smartest person you've ever met in your life? But she's definitely okay. Jeremy, you got to understand your place over here. You are the entertainment. You're gonna be putting together a beautiful piece of content for people to watch. That's your job. You got to be the interviewer. You got to make it cool. You got to make it exciting. All we're after is a piece of media. So if that means shutting up and letting her talk a little bit more or interjecting here and there, that's fine, you know. But you got to think of it from the perspective of what are people watching right now? What are they hearing? You got to make sure your microphone is set. She, she can talk nonstop. Like it's insane. I got headache. I don't know. I really don't understand the seventh force. I'm trying to figure out the sixth force right now. But I think it has to do with coherent matter. Or she's pretty sure that Ken Wheeler.
Ken Wheeler. Sorry, I'm back. I have a Ken fucking
I
Wheeler.
know Ken Wheeler has, according to Amy, Ken Wheeler has real anti-gravity. And he's a honeypot. He brings the bugs in and swats them. So, like, don't contact him.
Ken Wheeler is a honeypot. Ken Wheeler's a honeypot. Ken Wheeler is a honeypot. Yes. So the NSA, according to my secret space program, time traveling, katana wielding, chess playing, Japanese, like genetically engineered fucking sources. I don't know. If you believe that guy, he says that the NSA has a list of 5 people that have independently discovered what is colloquially but inaccurately called anti-gravity. They have a list of 5 people for the NSA, and he says, well, he told me some of them, and I think I filled in the blanks for the rest of them. So Tesla, he says, is the first. Obvi. Whatever. Tesla's no, fuck him. Fuck Elon. I have a consultant that was his propulsion head, whatever. I'll tell you about Elon. But no, Tesla was the first. And then I'm pretty sure the next one was Podletkanov, I'm pretty sure. I think Eugene has it. And then the third one was, let me think. Is it in the Ron K list or somewhere else? Oh, you know about Ron K. Reset. Jesus! Hannibal. Ah, okay. I'm chewing my steak. The Hannibal saucer. So I've got the katana wielding time traveling soldier. His name is he's Dan Cooper. Dan Cooper. You can Google him. He's on podcasts talking about how he's a time traveling sword wielding, chess playing, whatever. He offered to mentor me in chess so that I could settle international disputes with chess. I'm not even joking. He's crazy. So he's one of my SSP contacts, allegedly. The other one, I've got this guy in Milwaukee who's German, and he says his uncle created the Hannibal saucer, and his last name is Hahn, so it's feasible. His last name is Hahn. He's at the University of Milwaukee, and he's like, yeah, my great uncle was invented the Hannibal saucer. And I think that's real. I think that's real. But so I think Tesla had it, Eugene had it, Ken Wheeler, of course, has it. Ken Wheeler has it. I'm sorry, he does. Dan Cooper, who's the source of this info, says he also has it, independently discovered. Dan Cooper, katana wielding, time traveling, whatever. And the fifth one, supposedly, according to this SSP katana wielding dude, is my dad, to independently discover anti gravity. And this dude, this katana wielding dude, made a really big deal about, he was like, okay, listen to me. It's been independently discovered 4 other times. He said it has been suppressed every single fucking time. And he said, I don't think they're going to suppress it this time. He said, I think you're in the clear. He said, they obviously know about you because I've had multiple, both protective and threatening interactions with various agency affiliations, whatever. He was like, if you haven't had a US government agent come to you and say, stop, shut the fuck up, stop, shut the fuck up, if that hasn't happened, they're going to let you do it. They're going to let you do it this time. He said it's been suppressed every other time. This time, they're waiting for someone to publish. They're ready. They're waiting. There are SSP motherfuckers that are fucking twiddling their thumbs. Like, is Amy not going to publish soon? Gah, we've been influencing this bitch forever. Doesn't she know we want her to publish? Jesus. Like, there's multiple people doing that right now. And on the other side of the fence, there's multiple parties looking at each other like, didn't we tell this bitch 3 years ago that we kill people for this? Is she not listening? What is she doing? She's still doing it? What? We told her we were going to kill her 3 years ago. So I have these two different scenarios floating constantly in my life where I have people being like, do it, do it, do it. You're the one, do it. And then I have multiple people being like, they're going to kill you. Don't do it. They're going to kill you. I have like multiple of these whispers in my ears. I can't even describe it. It's crazy. And then I even have the people that are like, this happens too. They're like, they kill people for this, right? And then they're like, because you're a young woman, they're going to rape you before they kill you too. And I have people digging through my panty drawer, breaking into my apartment, digging through my panty drawer so that I notice. Like, I have crazy fucking threats going on right now. And it's stressing me out. It's stressing me out, dude. I'm stressed.
Jeremy, we saw it in real life. We went down to the to Walmart Supercenter, and Amy had in her mind to go get this the nicotine patches. She actually mentioned it to me at the apartment, and
I know they are. Mm-hmm. Um, there
excellent,
are.
Jeremy. Jeremy, Amy plans on coming down for the Alzafen experiment. Can you have those cameras on hand to give her physically? I don't know if they're checking the mail. They're definitely.
Um, well, so I was living in an apartment with my ex-boyfriend for 6 months, right? I moved back home with my parents because of this shit. Because people kept breaking into our apartment and they would only do it when we were gone together in the same vehicle. Like he and I would leave in the same vehicle and then we would come back together. The first time we noticed the break-in, we came home and there was a micro USB charger plugged into the wall, left there, cut in half with a knife, with the wire, exposed on, and like both halves, like half of it is plugged into the wall and half of it is just sitting on the counter and it's cut in half with a knife. What the fuck? What the fuck? The second time we noticed someone had been in the apartment is really fucking weird because the night previous, it was like in the summer, and he had opened the bedroom window, the master bedroom window, to let the breeze in because he was hot. And I said, you know what? I'm really cold. Can you please? We were going to bed. I was like, I'm really cold. Can you please close the window? Because I feel the breeze. It's making me cold. And he said, yeah, I'll close it. And he pretended to close it, but he didn't. And the next morning, I noticed the window's still open. Motherfucker lied to me. He said that he closed the window, but he didn't. But at that point, it was hot. So I left it open and I left. He was gone to work. I noticed the window was still open. I go to work. I leave it open. I come back like an hour later and the window is closed. Like somebody witnessed that interaction that I asked him to close the window and he didn't. He lied to me. He said he closed it. He didn't. I noticed it was open the next morning. I left without closing it. I came back before he came back. The window is closed. because somebody was like, I'm gonna close this window for this girl. She asked him to close it. He lied. He didn't. I'm gonna go close it right now. It wasn't him. He was at work. The third time we noticed someone had broken in, he plugged in a pair of Bluetooth headphones to charge into a micro USB right as we left. We go to the bar. It's like a Sunday afternoon. We go to the bar and we work for a while together in one car. We come back. The headphones are unplugged. They're exactly where we left them. He plugged them in at 36% battery. We left. We come back. They're unplugged. They're at 36% battery, which means someone unplugged them almost immediately after we left. And so I'm like, that's weird. What are they dicking with the headphones for? I walk into our bedroom. I walk into our bedroom, and my panty drawer has been dug through, and there are pairs thrown on the floor so that I will notice that my panty drawer has been dug through. And I'm like, I'm pissed now.
They're not panties that you wore, right?
No, like they dug through the drawer. Like every girl has impractical panties that she gets for like bridal showers, birthdays, bachelorette parties. You have your fucking, you never wear them. They're in the bottom of your panty drawer. You forget about them. They dug through my panty drawer and they pulled out the impractical ones. They pulled out the impractical ones I never wear and they threw them on the floor so I would notice. And I was like, I'm fucking pissed now. No, dude. It's fucking real. They have touched my panties. It's fucking real.
No, but
No, it's
they're
real.
not doing it because they're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it to fuck with Amy,
No,
and they're
it's like,
going to do it to me too. Jeremy, did you see those emails I sent? Those emails I received about talking about my. No, not my
damn,
pension.
that's bad.
No, no, they're going after my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a threat, if they're just trying to fuck with me, but they sent me an email with an invite to edit a document. So I opened up the document. The document was called the Falcon Space Camp. I opened it up. It's basically kids between the ages of 8 to 11, and Ashira is 8, can go on this adventure of a lifetime, millions of years in the future, with the
LOL.
USD Hawkeye, United Space Command, probably Hawkeye time machine, millions of years in the future. Are they
With a
threatening to
robot.
kidnap? What the fuck is going on here? So I actually contacted them and I was like, straight out from the beginning, I am open source. I said, I don't know if time machines are possible. It's kind of, I believe it. I just wanted to explain to them that they probably made a mistake here because I am Falcon Space Program, not the Falcon Space Program, which was the email that they used for it. Basically, people went to extreme lengths to fuck with me.
That happens, man. I'm sorry. Something. Okay. Who's Dan? Okay, never mind. Yep. Okay. Have you seen one? Yes. What have you seen? Why are you into this? What's your reason? What's your motivation? What have you seen? What do you know from like childhood? Yeah. 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 I love that book. There is there's plenty of room at the bottom. There's plenty of room at the bottom, man. Been there, done that. Okay. I've got it printed here somewhere from like a decade ago. But really? I was asleep. Mark was like, "We should go. You need to watch Jeremy live." And I'm like, "I'm really?" I was like, "I'm fucking tired." I was like, "I'm fucking tired. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry." I met him in Huntsville. Oh, whatever. I took them to drinks that night. Hal and Lou. I don't know. You maybe don't know my history. Um, Hal has been to my house like 3 times, like to my personal home. I was living in Seattle for like 3 or 4 years. I was doing the entrepreneur thing. I had like an encryption company where I was like doing encrypted, like uh end-to-end encrypted file storage stuff for like privacy, security, whatever. And so I was in Seattle and my dad got poached by this weird ass investor. Long story. Weird ass investor poached my dad out of NASA. And this weird ass investor who lives in Austin, Texas, he's a real estate investor in Austin, Texas, made all his money doing real estate from for GE in Moscow, whatever. This guy, this investor brings Hal to our house 3 times. I was present for one of the times. I happened to be home from Seattle at the same time that Hal came over. And I sat with him in my dining room over there at the dining room table, and he was talking about ultra terrestrials. And basically, ultra terrestrials are like, he talks about extraterrestrial. Extra implies that they're from somewhere else, from the outside. Extra implies they're from not here, from outside. Ultra, ultra terrestrial.
They're from the doll universe.
They're not necessarily from the outside, they're from here.
Oh, oh,
They're
so
from
they're like ascended beings,
no,
or so then they're you, high
no,
IQ.
no,
What are they?
they're not ascended. They look like you and me. They look like you and me. If you don't know, I don't know. Am I one? I don't know. I was born in Huntsville, Alabama, in the West Wing of Huntsville Hospital in Madison County, Alabama. On a Saturday around midnight, I was born. I don't know. I'm a Virgo. So I was told. So I was told, which is funny. My current gynecologist, OBGYN, the man that does my pap smears every year, gave birth to me in Huntsville Hospital 32 years ago. It's like my current gyno did my delivery 32 years ago for my mom. It's some small town shit. But no, so Hal talks about ultra terrestrials and they're from here, but ultra, why are they so much better? Why are they so much better from here? He's not anymore, yeah. Yeah. Ultra. They're from here, but why are they so much better? Do you have a guess? Ultra. I've never Googled it. I don't know. I sat at my dining room table. The man was talking about ultra terrestrials. I've never Googled it. I don't know. Keel with a K? I don't know anything about that. I was telling Mark tells me about these conspiracy theories, and I'm like, dude, I have never been interested in aliens. I was born in Huntsville, Alabama, to the technical lead of the PRL. I'm like the propulsion princess of Huntsville, Alabama, the propulsion capital of the world, totally by accident, 100% by accident. I was born into this shit. I have not sought out any information about aliens whatsoever. I've sought out zero information about aliens. Everything I know is from direct experience. Everything I know is from direct experience and people I know being like, dude, have you heard about the aliens? I have this evidence smoking gun. I have never Googled aliens ever. I don't know what the current theories are. I have no. Well, so the ultra terrestrials, I'll just tell you, the ultra terrestrials, I think, have you heard of the P-52s and the P-47s? Do you know what that is? They're us from the future. They're from here. They are you. They are me. They're from here, from the future. P-47 is present plus 47,000 years. P-52 is present plus 52,000 years. And basically there's a calamity, right? So there's like a apocalypse scenario in the near future. It wipes out most of like everything, man. And there's the ones that go underground and survive, right? And then there's the ones that somehow stay on the surface and miraculously don't die. And the okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I probably know who it is. Keep going. Well, I mean, I can probably tell you who he works for. That's not Lockheed. If you give me more detail, I've never heard of the man. If you give me more detail, I can tell you who he works for.
I Michael at Alien Con. He seemed like a pretty sincere kind of guy. He's very shy and timid, and I don't think he's really working for anybody. He's just an historian. Like he doesn't really care about the current affairs. He's an historian of the facts. He's like
Mhm. Um, mm. He works for Northrop. Northrop. He works for Northrop.
North here.
Dude. Northrop. Lockheed, fucking no. Boeing, fucking no. Northrop is Northrop. It's Northrop. Ah, keep talking. I'm listening. God. Wait, months before what was happening? Okay. Where does he live? And was he hinting at Corona in November? Or what? It is. What do they say? When? The shit was popping off when? June? You know what? I'm looking at my Outlook calendar right now to see what I was doing in November. I can tell you right now, I had Corona in November of last year. That's a long story. That's a long story. I had Corona in November of last year. Uh, December 16th. What was I doing then? Hold on. Here it is in my Outlook. Plasma thruster discussion. Okay, I was negotiating with Maxar about selling them a plasma thruster patent on the 17th of December. And then let's see what else. Deborah, the CEO of the Space and Rocket Center, had her retirement party the 18th. What was the week before? Let me look. Not much. I had Corona from September to January. I got Corona in September of 2019. I was in Vegas at DEF CON. I got Corona at DEF CON in Vegas in September, mid September. It was fucking crazy. I thought I was going to die. Like I was telling all my business partners, like, oh my God, I have this gnarly flu. It's the worst ever. I've never experienced such a thing. Like I would stand up out of bed and be like, fuck, I have to lay back down because I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand. I was like cruising around the apartment, like you know how toddlers like cruise, like hanging onto the furniture, walking. I was doing that. I was cruising around the living room. I couldn't stand up straight. Like I was walking bent over. I was so short of breath. I was getting palpitations taking the trash out. From September to January of last year, I got it at DEF CON. And like my boyfriend and I, that we were living together, my boyfriend and I at the time, he had it too. He had the rash over his eye. I had the rash on, it was like on the inside of my thighs. I had a rash 3 times. I did 3 packs of prednisone to get rid of the rash. And then I got, well, it started with the vomiting. The vomiting was fucking crazy. My boyfriend and I, my ex and I, we vomited every day. If he didn't vomit, I vomited. If I didn't vomit, he vomited from September to January of last year. And I finally got the respiratory thing in November. And then I ended up in the ER December like 30th with like all this mucus in my lungs. Like it was the thickest mucus I've ever experienced. Like I didn't know it was in there because it was so thick. it wasn't moving when I was breathing in and out. So there was no rattle because it was so thick. I was just, just like this thick, clear mucus. I thought I was going to die. I had corona from September to January. I finally got over it because I broke up with him. I social distanced because we were giving it to each other back and forth from September to January. Like the 3 rashes I got was 3 reinfections. He reinfected me 3 times. I reinfected him. I did 3 packs of prednisone for a rash 3 different times, and then I ended up in the ER. And it didn't go away until I broke up with him because he was a fucking rage machine douchebag. Rage machine douchebag. I broke up. The minute I moved home, well, because the break-ins were happening at our apartment together. So I broke up with him. I moved home to my parents' house to get away from the break-ins. And I was better immediately. As soon as I social distanced from him, we stopped passing it back and forth forever. And I finally got over corona. And like now I have like post-corona complications that really fucking suck. You're going to see, listen to me, I said it first. In 6 weeks to 2 months to 3 months on CNN, Fox News, you're going to see that post-corona complications are going to kill more people than the initial infection. More people are going to die from the complications after recovery than died in the original infection. I'm here to tell you, because I barely fucking made it. I barely made it. Everyone's had it 2 or 3 times already, but the post complications, there's going to be a whole wave. There's going to be a massive wave, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months after infection. I had it in September. I had it before anyone had it. The people that they're studying right now contracted it in February or March. I've had it since September. I know what the post-COVID complications are. They really suck. They really suck really bad. I was at DEF CON in Vegas mid-September. The antibodies don't even help, man. Like I've had it so many times. I have antibodies at the wazoo. I keep recontracting it. It sucks.
Amy, look at that. I got a gyroscope on 2 edges like that, basically at a 90-degree angle. I just have this inspiration right now. See what happens when you spin them around.
Uh-huh.
Look at that.
He's getting me off corona. He's like, okay,
yeah,
let's take Amy off her corona like soapbox right now.
Doesn't matter. When you think negative, you create negative. When you think negative, you create. And
I'm so tired of corona, it's killing me. What? I had beers with a Chinese hacker from Wuhan at DEF CON. I still have his number in my phone. I should text him and be like, yo, what's your name, Chinese hacker? Did you get corona? Did you give me corona? Are you still? I should text him and be like, are you still alive, dude?
Are
you still alive? Question mark.
Look, be able to spin the axis around.
Distraction.
Just by going on the plane of the spin and shifting it a little bit, you can force.
Do it. Do it.
Let's not talk about Amy's health, okay?
It sucks. Let's move on.
Yes.
Ah. I'm sorry. I ragdolled because you said more. job is to publish null results, man. Hold on. I spilled my beer. Hold on just a second. You said Martin Tamar and I spilled my beer. Oh, fuck. No, I know Martin. He's paid. Sorry. Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay, so Martin Tamar has the most advanced, the best funded, the best equipment, the best money, cash money of any anti-gravity research on the planet. He's funded by the German Air Force. All he ever publishes is null results. That's weird. He has the best equipment, the best lab. He has a fleet of fucking grad students, Germans no less. They're good at this. He has a fleet of German grad students. All he publishes is null results. What's up with that? I can tell you what's up with that. I met him in 2018 at Estes Park at like, you know, Jim Woodward, the father of the Mach effect, whatever. Mach effect, Alcubierre, Jim Woodward. Okay. Okay, so Jim has this like invite only conference that's in Estes Park every 2 years. So it's like whatever. Actually, I have my badge from it. Hold on. Are you aware of this? Hold on, let me show you my badge. Oh man. Dude, I don't know. I don't see my badge. But anyway, Tony, fucking Tony Robertson, Glenn Anthony, whatever. He invited me to Estes Park in 2018. And I went with Chantel, who's she's chief research officer of geometric energy in Calgary, Alberta. I don't know if you know who Sam and Chantel are, Canadians, whatever. They're my business partners. Chantel and I went to this conference in Estes Park in 2018. And
wait. You got to introduce Sam.
What?
Sam, what's his last name again? His real
Reed.
Herzog.
Reed / Herzog. His last name isn't really his last name, whatever. Okay.
Show him his last text. Yeah.
Oh. He was contacted by extraterrestrials, whatever. So I went to this
take down a video of the ARV, basically real footage of the ARV taken from the ARV flying past Saturn. And it's all in black and white, old style footage that you got by completing the Quinine puzzles. The second.
This is a tangent. But are you aware of Cicada 3301? You know Cicada Reddit Cicada hacker spooky. Are you aware? Cicada? Okay. Okay. So like 5 years ago, there was this thing called Cicada 3301 or 33 something. It was on Reddit. It was a whole bunch of cryptographic puzzles. And you had to like solve the puzzles, and the winner, like the answer to the puzzle sent you to another puzzle, sent you to another puzzle, sent you to another puzzle. And at the end, there were coordinates. And whoever went to the coordinates got the fucking thumb drive, man. That was like 5 years ago. So like I'm in Seattle like 4 years ago, and this 21-year-old hacker dude that says he's Cosmo the God from this hacker group is like elite Jewish Nazi. And no, elite Jewish autistic hacking, like political activist hacking group. Whatever. He's like their main social engineer. He's 21. I meet him in Seattle and he tells me about Cicada. And he actually vets me with Cicada. He like sends me the puzzles. And I don't even try because I'm like, dude, if you're trying to vet me based off of my ability to solve cryptographic puzzles, you're vetting me based off of the wrong criteria, man. You should vet me based off of relationships, not math. So I like didn't even try. But anyway, Cicada, people think is no, I can do shit. Like my degree, I have a double degree in biology and chemistry. Chemistry is like, I did quantum chemistry and organic chemistry and inorganic and NMR and blah, 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 all the shit. And then I did like biotechnology. I almost finished a PhD in biotechnology. And well, it was biotechnology, bioscience, engineering. I was doing recombinant protein engineering for like gene therapy shit.
Just to be clear, I think biology is probably the hardest.
Yeah. Yeah. He sent me the puzzle. He sent me the link to the puzzle. And he was like, I think you know more about computer science than you let on, biologist fucking bitch. I think you're a hacker and you're not telling me. And I'm like, dude, no. I'm a biology chemist, biotechnologist from Huntsville, Alabama. And I have a history of electrical and mechanical engineering. And I worked at MRDEC. I worked for the US Army. I was in the Weapons Sciences Directorate, but then I transferred to biotech. He was like, I think you're a computer science hacker and you're just not telling me. And so he sent me these cryptographic puzzles. He's 21. He's from Cosmo the God, a UG Nazi. I don't know. You can Google it. And I didn't even try to solve the puzzles because I was like, dude, if you're trying to recruit me to some kind of secret shit based off of me solving some puzzles, you don't get my value. You don't get my value. And I'm not going to even try because you should recruit me. Yeah. Uh,
So Sam actually got to the last stage.
okay. So there's a new cicada. So Josh, the social engineer for the autistic Jewish hacking group, he tells me about cicada 5 years ago. And he's like, there's an AI. And if I talk about it out of line, the AI will know and the AI will punish me, blah, 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 CIA, cicada, cryptographic puzzle shit. And then 5 years later, as in 2 months ago, there's a cicada 2.0 on Reddit with new puzzles. 5 years later.
Amy, you're an autistic Jewish girl too.
That's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the punchline to the joke. But it's the
Jared,
punchline to the joke.
figured out that she's Jewish.
What?
We figured out that she's Jewish through genetic testing. So Judaism follows the mother line, the maternal line. Amy's great grandmother was given up in an orphanage in Nazi Germany, and she has that exact percentage of DNA that is Jewish. So we're trying to get her mother to do a genetic test. If the mother
I'm like
had
a secret
twice
Jew.
the amount of Jewish DNA, then it's clear, 100% clear that that line of mother to mother,
Yeah.
they're all Jewish.
I was raised believing I was English, Scotch, Irish, Anglo-Saxon, mutt. And then I did 23andMe. Do 23andMe. I did 23andMe. I am 18% Ashkenazi Jew. 18%. And we have no previous knowledge of Jewish ancestry whatsoever. But my great grandmother grew up in an orphanage, and we have no history about her whatsoever. Anyway, so Sam solved the puzzle of Cicada 2.0 5 years later, and he got the coordinates, and he went and he got the thumb drive. And on this thumb drive was like a whole shit ton of videos of like black and white grainy, like through a porthole. It looks like it was taken 60 years ago video through a porthole of like the rings of Saturn and like the moons of Jupiter and shit like that. Like black and white footage. And he posted them on YouTube and posted the YouTube links on Reddit. And so it was this whole big thing about Cicada 2.0. And I wanted to show them to Mark like a week ago. Cicada.
Jeremy, we're living on one of the only planets in the universe that has internal combustion engines working with GPS systems.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking insane.
I have to send you my business plan. I pontificate about this at length. And let me tell you, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. I know I've said that several times. We're the Rocket City. We're the biggest steal you've never heard of. Von Braun was here and we won the space race. We developed the Saturn V here. We built the Saturn V here. We won the space race here in Alabama, whether you've heard of it or not. And I can tell you for a fact, so many prototypes. Only prototype built like this in the world. You turn it on the first time, it works exactly like you thought it would the first time. Great data. You apply for more funding to test it more thoroughly, they cancel it. It goes to NASA divestment. It goes to the auction block. People bid on it. And literally scrap metal vendors win the bid and melt it down for scrap metal and sell it. We could be crazy far. We could be on the moons of Jupiter. We could be exploring Pluto that isn't even a planet anymore if we had spent money differently. I can tell you the names of so many NASA scientists that are depressed and they want to kill themselves because they have built prototype after prototype after prototype in Huntsville, Alabama. First in the world, never before seen, worked the first time you turned it on exactly like you thought. And it was canceled and melted down for scrap metal. It's
I wonder
crazy.
if they have any neutron beam generators there.
I don't know. Bill is lying to me. I can't tell. Bill's a really good liar. I can't tell.
Amy, I'm telling you, it's possible. I think we could do it without Bill, but his knowledge would probably be useful.
I know we can do it without Bill. Bill is like on my team just to like test me and fuck me up, basically.
Look at this. I literally have the power supply right here that you need for a neutron generator. Right next to me.
So Jeremy, I was homeschooled through this group called Covenant Christian Academy. I was in public school in Huntsville through the first grade. We moved out to the country. I was in podunk fucking redneck middle of nowhere county school through the sixth grade. We got bullied out. It was awful. I homeschooled. Jim Ashburn, the inventor of YBCO, was a homeschool dad from my cover group. Sean Bellina, MK Ultra motherfucker. His parents were both OBGYNs for MK Ultra, and he was raised on LSD from the age of 6. Was a CCA homeschool dad. Bill Dent, the best friend of Edward Teller, neutron bomb inventor, was a CCA homeschool dad. And like when we moved into our farm here in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, there was Mr. and Mrs. Dent next door, an elderly couple, grandma and grandpa. 25 years later, we meet Bill Dent. Those were his parents. His parents lived next door to us in the middle of fucking nowhere. And he's the inventor of the neutron bomb, the best friend of Ed Teller, and he's assigned to my team randomly. I didn't look for him. He joined my team randomly. Why did he live next door to me 25 years ago? That's weird. Like all of these people homeschooled through the same group that I graduated from. Oh, sure. No. I can learn a new field in 3 months. Name a field. I don't care what it is. Engineering, science, physics, material science, math, language,
Biology.
literature, arts, name a field. I will be an
Biology.
expert in 3 months.
Amy, genetics.
What?
Genetics.
I don't know. Like, all you need to know is how to learn.
That's right.
The most important skill in the universe.
Genetics is the hardest field, and you will spend lifetimes learning genetics, not 3 months.
Biology is so fucking hard. You need a beer. Beer me. Go get a beer. Beer you. Beer me. Go get a beer. Jeremy's like, I'm stressed out. I'm stressed. Sorry. What do you have? So I want to do a Reddit AMA. I want to be like, I'm a time traveling, world saving, prophecy fulfilling bitch. Ask me anything. Ask me anything. I don't know. Cool. Don't even, man. I've been in denial. I've been in denial until like, I don't know, a month ago. Denial was really rough. I'm Googling him. I'm Googling him. Hold on. Michael Stratt. How do you spell Stratt? How do you spell Stratt? Ratt. Got it. I'm Googling him. I'm not aware, but I'm going to find out. Private pilot, military aerospace historian, civilian intelligence operation. Sounds like him. Facebook. Northrop. Wait, you're saying he had COVID in December? Okay. Michael Stratt, Contact in the Desert, speaker. Let me click on this. 2019. I've been to Contact in the Desert, except I haven't been. What? The Mansfield Amendment. Sorry, the Mansfield Amendment killed it. Go ahead. The Mansfield Amendment. Yeah. The Mansfield Amendment, around that time, they passed a law saying that the military cannot investigate anti-gravity, period.
Jeremy, this was on my this was on my YouTube video too.
Yeah.
I copied it from her, but yeah, that's what cut it off.
Charles Babbage and the Mansfield Amendment. It was made illegal for the military to investigate anti-gravity. That's weird. Why?
The thing is, Jeremy, many labs around the country here have all of the equipment they need to prove anti-gravity without spending a penny. All they have to do is just know.
Cough, Martin Tamar. Cough, cough, Martin Tamar. So I met Martin. I met Martin in 2018 at the Estes Park thing. And it was so fucking funny because Chantel and I like basically like sprung on him mercilessly. Like we had his papers printed out in our fucking backpacks. And we were like, "Hey Martin, I've been reading your papers since I was in high school. My dad tried to get me to replicate Eugene's experiment when I was a fucking junior in high school, and I've read all your papers for the past 15 years, motherfucker. Hello, I'm aware of Eugene." And so Chantel and I, we approached Martin and we were like, "Hey, Eugene Podletkinov, he uses a bilayer of YBCO." And we were like, "Dude, Martin, we have your paper right here in our fucking backpack that we're going to pull out and show to your face." And we're like, "Martin, right here in the protocol, it says you used a monolayer, not a bilayer. And you reported no results." And we were like, "Yo, Martin, how do you expect to get the same results when you use a monolayer and not a bilayer like Eugene did?" And then I like stood on my fucking soapbox and I was like, "Hey, Martin, aren't you aware that the most interesting phenomenon in the world happen across gradients, happen across junctures of delta differences? And if you use a monolayer and not a bilayer, that your results might be different. And therefore, your null results using a YBCO monolayer are in fact irrelevant to Eugene's results using a YBCO bilayer." What did Martin say? He said, "Hey, if you have some samples, send them to me. I'll test them." I have some too. I'm not sending them to him. Fuck no.
Basically, what you're trying to say is that basically that he published a null result on purpose.
No, Martin Tamar is funded by the German Air Force to publish null results. That conference, that Jim Woodward conference, invite only, exclusive shit. It was basically Jim Woodward's grad students presenting for the mock effect. And then it was like Martin Tamar's grad students presenting against the mock effect. And then it was Spook fucking City. And that was the whole conference, basically. Spook fucking City. And like, that's where I met Jan Horzan. And he's like, "Hey, here's my room number. You should come have a slumber party with me. Kissy face, kissy face."
You know, he actually told me he was going to that conference after I pestered him about anti-gravity in Jersey.
When did you see him in Jersey?
I got it on video. I sent it to you.
Okay. That was last
year. The audio is a little bit low, but check out that video of me asking him about anti-gravity. It's one of the pictures I sent, one of the videos. It's like 12, 13 minutes long. You got to turn up the volume too.
Jan's like my buddy. He contacts me every 3 months just to see if I'm still single. Basically. That's my relationship with Jan. He's like, "Are you still single? Kissy face, kissy face. Like, you're the one, you should disclose. I believe in you. I'm your biggest fan, kissy face." That's my relationship with Jan. I don't know. I can't make this shit up. Anyway. No. Is that the recent one or the old one? Is it the one where he talks about like he's like the scientist comes in and he's smoking a pipe. And he's like, I won't say the guy's name because you're not supposed to smoke a pipe in the lab. But he talks about how the pipe smoke like went over the experiment and there was like a vortex in the smoke. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh shit. I recall. Shit. I remember. In in 2000, let me think. In 2004, my dad tried to get me to do the Podkletnov experiment for the science fair. And I was like, LOL, I'm going to do gene therapy and biotech now. And then I went on to spend a decade in biotech. And now I'm back on the fucking anti gravity, man. They pull me back in.
No, she goes for what's hard. Gene
I have no idea.
gene therapy is a lot harder than anti-gravity. Anti-gravity is less sophisticated than GPS. That's why I keep on telling you, we're the only planet that got internal combustion engines running with GPS systems.
Anti gravity is a gross misnomer. It's really super misleading. The term anti gravity is really super misleading, barking up the wrong fucking tree, totally wrong, misleading. Fucking Tony. Okay, so this is my life. So, so my dad was the technical lead of the Advanced Propulsion Lab at NASA Marshall, again, the propulsion capital of the world. And I was a little, yeah, yeah, okay. So I was a little autistic girl and I was listening to my dad moan and complain about NASA being inefficient and about how we could like do anti-gravity if they fucking funded us for my entire life. My brain is wired from birth, my entire development. My brain developed under the conditions of listening to the technical lead of the Advanced Propulsion Lab of NASA Marshall, the propulsion capital of the world, complain about how no one was funding him and he had great ideas. That is how my brain formed, man. So, like, I know some shit about this shit. So, like, where are the others? I know them all. Um, it's all canceled. Canceled. Prototype is the first in the world. Again, I said it. It worked the first time you turned it on exactly how you expected it to. Canceled. Canceled. Scrap metal. Canceled. Scrap metal. It's like it's the story of my life in Huntsville. Canceled. 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 Turns out it wasn't canceled. Turns out They took it a level deeper. So, Mark, what's this information? What specifically? True, but not true. Yes. Yes, let's know. Who's he affiliated with? I really don't know. I don't seek this stuff out. I just want to know.
Richard Dolan.
Richard Dolan. Okay. Who
Richard
else?
Dolan's basically a historian, but Stephen Greer's not a technology aspect. Stephen Greer is more like a producer. He brings in the emotion. He makes a watchable product. That's why I think Stephen Greer is the way to go. You have Jeremy Corbell, who created
LOL.
that bullshit with Bob Lazar, who really wants to work with Amy. And I don't think that's the right path because, to be honest, Jeremy Corbell's last thing was complete and utter bullshit. It's just like
It's bullshit.
basically what we're doing over here is we need to stop.
No. Pause. Travis Taylor. I have a stick in my mouth. I'm sorry. Travis Taylor is from Huntsville, Alabama. He is a NASA Marshall Redstone Arsenal fucking rocket scientist. He's friends with my technical advisor, Tim Pickens. Tim Pickens, is he? I don't know.
Guys, let's keep the discussion on producers.
No, so I'm saying, no, hold on just a sec. Travis Taylor is the legit rocket scientist. He has a great reputation. He's a smart man. He came off dumb. No, no. Pause. Travis Taylor in Skinwalker Ranch was playing the role of the everyman, the straight man. What's going on? Question, question. That was his role. He was given that role. He understood that role and he executed it. He's not dumb. He's a legit fucking rocket scientist. He's not. He was playing a character. Travis Trailer, whatever, I can't say it, in Skinwalker Ranch on the History Channel, he was playing the role of the audience, the straight man. The audience. If you've seen Arrested Development, Jason Bateman is the straight man. I don't know if you've seen it. Jason Bateman is the straight man. He's the one sane person in the whole show. Travis Taylor represents the audience and he asks the questions that the audience would ask. And that is his only reason to be there. And he knows it and he does it willingly for a paycheck. No, he's from here, like Rocket City Rednecks. Do you know what Rocket City Rednecks is? Sure. 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 Yeah. Okay. So, did you know that? Sorry, go ahead. Script, script, paycheck, script, paycheck. Straight man represents the audience, script, paycheck. I'm sorry. Yeah. So he did a show for, I think it was the Travel Channel called Rocket City Rednecks. And it was literally about rocket scientists in Huntsville, Alabama. Because, dude, the rocket scientists in Huntsville, Alabama are, in fact, the most advanced rocket scientists in the world. They are, in fact, also huge fucking rednecks. And it's hilarious as fuck. It's hilarious as fuck. And the Travel Channel made a show about this. I think there were 2 seasons, and Travis Trailer was like the VIP, like main character of that show. But like I have this other friend, Tim Pickens, and Tim Pickens was he was the head of propulsion for Bigelow Aerospace, advanced research, whatever, Bigelow. And then before that, he was the head of propulsion for Virgin Galactic, Richard Branson, Spaceship One, whatever. But before that, he started at NASA Marshall on Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama. And before that, his father trained under von Braun, and his father came to the Advanced Propulsion Research Lab at NASA Marshall, Huntsville, Alabama, where my dad was technical lead, and he would fucking test spark gaps and shit for rocket ignition. Tim Pickens' dad. So like, I can give you the intergenerational. There's Paperclip 1.0, that's von Braun and his peers. There's Paperclip 2.0. Those are the scientists trained by von Braun and his peers, aka my dad. There's Paperclip 3.0. That's the millennials that were trained by the people that were trained by von Braun. And that is me. MIT is Spook City. They work with SRI. Like if I see, oh boy, if someone approaches me from MIT, I'm like, what's your SRI? What is your SRI connection? How? If someone approaches me from MIT, I'm like, fuck, how do you know how? And why are you talking to me? That's MIT. It's crazy. No, Huntsville's like this weird little time warp of propulsion advancement. We don't do anything else. Huntsville, the stereotype of Huntsville, Alabama is like your daddy's a rocket scientist. Fuck you, join the club. Your daddy's a rocket scientist. Fuck you, join the club. That's Huntsville. It's like you go to networking events. You go to networking. No, it is. It is. So if you talk to the people in the know, like I talk to, they will tell you that there is an estimated 5,000 foreign nation state agents in Huntsville, Alabama. Would you not suppose that perhaps there's one domestic nation state agent per foreign agent in Huntsville, Alabama? Guess what? The population is only barely it's barely over 100,000, man. There's barely over 100,000 people here, and there are 5,000 foreign nation state agents. They're bartenders, they're oil mechanics, they're medical device salesmen. They work at a restaurant, they work at your doctor's office. Their sole purpose is to go to the bar and sit there and listen to you talk while you're drunk. That's it. Period. There are 5,000 foreign nation state agents here, and all they do is go to the bar and listen to you talk while you're drunk. That's their job. That's their job. They will roofie you. They will threaten you. They will follow you. They will get information out of you one way or another. Yeah. The ether tells you that. Mm-hmm. It says the fascinating world of graph theory. The fascinating world of graph theory. Name a topic. I have it. What? Um, Arthur Benjamin, Gary Chertrand Pingzing. I don't know. I have books. Um, Hold on. What do you mean by nothing? Clarify. Space and subspace. Mm, y'all chat for a minute. Let me look for a book about nothing on my bookcase. Y'all chat for a minute. Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got. Hold on. Um, a book about nothing. Hold on. No, don't put pressure on me. Chat without me. I'm looking. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Um, oh, yeah. I really like set theory and group theory. I desperately wish that I had taken more math in college. Okay, yeah. Oh, topology. I just found it right there. Okay. Um, I found a book that I think represents nothing. Okay. Okay. I'm going to preface this with nothing, in my opinion, is equal to the equal probability distribution against all outcomes. Because if you have all outcomes, all possible outcomes are equally probable. That's basically nothing, man. All possible outcomes are equally probable. That's basically nothing. This is my book that I chose. This is my book that I chose for that. Yeah. Um, I came up with something. I had to. Um, so I came up with something. Randomness is the same as nothing. Is it not? It is. 0%. 0% slash 100% equals infinity equals nothing. DNA. DNA.
Oh, I was muted the whole time. I didn't realize that.
You were talking.
Yeah, basically, we are the finite to God's infinity. That's
Space. Subspace.
the way I like to look at it is we're all basically vectors. We're like an arrow that's pointing in a certain direction toward a certain reality. And what we think about, we bring about. So what you're thinking and what you're concentrating on is what you want to create. And recently I've been concentrating on bringing about anti-gravity technology. That led me first to Jeremy Riss, because you're one of the most public people about this. And through your videos, by going public, people actually posted in the comments. You haven't been reading all your comments because I found everything that I know about anti-gravity through the comments of your videos. Amy was a link to a video that she gave at Hal 5, and I got that through a response to a comment that I made on one of our videos. And and also the Alzapine experiment was also a comment on one of our videos.
It'll come.
Yeah. So that's why we make such a great team. You're the caller. You're making the noise. I'm the bullshit meter, and that's how we found Amy.
I I had to take off the contact form on my website. Dude, yeah. It's exciting. It's novel. Thrilling. I feel thrilled. Yes. Dude.
But we need to get to the other level.
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Mm. Here's my experience with that. My Hell 5 talk is the Huntsville, Alabama L5 Society. It's like the weirdest, like retired NASA, like they have spooky stories that about like weird shit, like UFOs and time travel and weird shit, like retired NASA, whatever, Marshall, Redstone, Huntsville. So I like that's my favorite party to crash. Like I love to crash a Hell 5 party. It's awesome because I show up. It's awesome. I show up. I'm the only woman there, and I'm less than 40. And the dudes lose their shit. They lose their shit, man. They lose their shit. I'm a woman, I'm under 40, and they have heard stories about my dad. They're like, Richard Eskridge, fuck, he's crazy. I've heard stories about him. Like, I've literally been at networking events and I'm in line just for an event or whatever. And I talk to a random NASA person and he knows the name Eskridge. And he's like, oh, Richard Eskridge, he's a crazy motherfucker. He's like, he gave me a spectrophotometer this one time. And I took it home and I opened the box and a snake crawled out of it. That's a real story I heard. That's a real story. And like I go to these networking events and they're like, Richard Eskridge, you're Richard Eskridge's daughter. He's fucking crazy and he's fucking smart. But so I crash the Hell 5 parties all the time. And man, my contact form on my website is like you said, it filters for the quality people. Oops. The problem with that. It's mostly it is the majority of it is nation state motherfuckers. No one knows about you except the people who want to know. AKA AKA so Galactic Greg is the founder of the Hell 5. He's been the founder of the Hell 5 for like 25 or 30 years. He's got this awesome beard. He's got this awesome beard. He started this YouTube channel.
Jeremy, what are they going to hire you to do? You're doing what you're good at. What are you good at? That's the real question.
You do it all for free. Let me comment on that. The biggest problem with really smart motherfuckers is they solve one really big problem, they get a pat on the back, and they rest on their laurels forever. I'm really smart. I'm a smart motherfucker. I'm a genius. I solved this famous problem. I published this paper. I got a Nobel. Dopamine, 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 reward complex in my brain. Dopamine, reward, reward, reward. And they rest on their laurels. You know what they do with their smartest people? Cancel, cancel, cancel. Dopamine block, dopamine block, dopamine block. They get the ideas from you. They get the design. They get the prototype that works the first time you turn it on, and then they cancel it and they take it a level deeper. Because the fact is, it's a waste of your time. If you're a problem solver, if you solve impossible problems, it's a waste of your time to optimize a problem you've already solved for application. So what they do, you solve the impossible problem and then they cancel it in the white world. They move it a level deeper. A level deeper, they optimize it for the secret application and they give you a new problem. And then they cancel it. And then they give you a new problem and then they cancel it. And a new problem and they cancel it. And they psychologically abuse you into seeking the dopamine of the satisfaction of reward. And they use you as an idea factory. That's what they do to their smartest people. Because if they reward you with success, you rest on your laurels. I'm so fucking smart, I never have to try again. But if they cancel, you're constantly trying to prove yourself. You're constantly trying to solve the next problem, because the last problem, you solved it, you didn't get recognition. So the next problem, you're going to solve it again, even faster, even harder to get recognition. They cancel it again. They give you another problem. They give you another problem. You still have no satisfaction. You keep trying.
Why are you trying? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of dopamine.
No, they psychologically abuse. They psychologically abuse their smartest people. They've done it to
squeeze us. Them. They're squeezing them. That's what they're doing.
They squeeze them. True. Here's a problem, solve it, cancel. Here's another problem, solve it, cancel. Prove yourself, prove yourself, prove yourself.
Amy, all these that's what your body's doing to you. You always need dopamine.
Hush. They have all these geniuses that are constantly trying to be like, damn, I've worked at NASA for 40 years and nothing I've ever done in my entire career has been deployed. Cancel, cancel, cancel. I need to try harder on the next one, or my career is a failure and I've wasted my entire career of being a genius. Guess what? All of those ideas got applied and optimized for the secret space program, motherfucker. You never saw the success. You never got the satisfaction. You never got the pat on the back. You never got the dopamine. And it means that you work harder on the next problem to prove yourself, so your career isn't a waste after 30, 40 years. That's what they do in Huntsville, Alabama. They psychologically abuse you into solving problems forever. Idea factory. Straight up. I don't know. They abuse you. They really do. They withhold the satisfaction because it makes you solve the next problem better if you withhold the satisfaction. And what I learned, my first job was at 15 at the Weapons Sciences Directorate for AMRDEC. I did not apply for that job. I did a science fair project in piezoelectrics, and I got a call from the Army, and they offered me a job at 15. I couldn't even drive. My brother had to drive me into the arsenal because they offered the job to both of us, me and my older brother who could drive. And we carpooled every day for the summer. 15. Yeah, dude. They're like, hey, I heard you did piezoelectrics for the science fair. Here's a job at the Weapons Sciences Directorate, Building 1408 on Redstone Arsenal. And like, I left defense. I was born for defense. I was raised for defense. I'm like 10 years old and my dad is at the whiteboard like, this is how physics works, little girl. And I'm like, my brain is expanding. It's too hard, but my brain is expanding since I was young. I was born for this. And I got a job at the AMRDEC, Weapons Sciences Directorate. And then I did that for 2 years. And I was like, LOL, I'm going to go do gene therapy now in biotech. And when I left, they were like, hey, if you ever want to come back to AMRDEC and explode things, let us know and we'll pay your tuition for engineering. And I was like, LOL, I'm going to go do biotech now. And for the next 10 years, I got so many offers for engineering jobs. It was crazy. Defense jobs. They tried to pull me back in so hard. It was just insane. And I was like, no, I'm going to do gene therapy though, bro. And then I did that for 10 years. And then they sabotaged it. I was 6 months away from a PhD in biotech. Totally sabotaged it down the toilet. Completely ruined. Over it, like it was it was through like a fake vehicle of sabotage, right? It was like a sexual harassment thing. It was like a really horrible court case, like really horrible thing. But you know what? If that hadn't happened, if I hadn't have been sexually harassed in grad school, I wouldn't be doing anti-gravity right now.
That's right.
I wouldn't be doing anti-gravity right now because
Jer-
I would be,
Jeremy,
they already did that. um,
Jeremy, this is what I tell you. This girl
no.
is the anti-gravity messiah.
If I had not been horribly harassed in grad school, I would be the CEO or the CTO of a gene therapy company right now. And I would not have time. I would not have time to fund my dad's anti-gravity research. But but because I was harassed in grad school and I have PTSD now because it was horrible, because of that, I'm funding anti-gravity right now because of that. Tried to pull me back in so many times. It was crazy. It's the biggest seal you've never heard of. It doesn't exist, except everyone in Huntsville knows it. Everyone. It's crazy. No, who's that? Let me Google. Who's that? Yeah, that was my first science fair project. My first science fair project was measuring the specific heat with a bomb calorimeter that I built. I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay. Okay. He received he received the Edward Teller Medal in 1995. I'm looking at his wiki right now. The IEEE Nuclear and Plasma Science Award in Fusion Technology in 2003. Like, I could go in my childhood bedroom right across the hallway over here, and I have so many fucking IEEE certificates. It's just crazy from the science fair. Carnegie Mellon. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. That's cool. Okay. Oh, that's neat.
Guys,
So
I'm gonna do a
Sparks,
little homework stuff. I just spoke to Brian Consoli of Alltest to try the Alzheimer's experiment.
okay.
May 28th. Would that work for you guys to do the experiment? Actually, also the night of Shavuot, which is Pentecost, when the Jews got the Torah from Mount Sinai. So I think it would be a perfect night to have to try the
Okay.
Alzheimer's experiment, high power here in Jersey.
I'm looking at my calendar. Hold on. That's the Thursday, the 28th. What is this? I have something on the 27th. Let me. Okay.
It's a
I
week
have
from
a
today.
cyber I have a cyber Huntsville luncheon about Chinese espionage on the 27th, but you know what? It's remote. It's remote. It's okay. I can travel. Yeah. Yeah. Turn off your Bluetooth. Turn off your Bluetooth. Do you have a Mac or a Windows machine? Okay. Here's the thing about open source. Here's the thing about open source. They're not necessarily looking for your data. Your data is whatever, it's compromised already. They're on all of your devices. They have your data. They have the technology already. They know. The surveillance is 100% about private, personal intel and intimidation. They already know what you know. They have your data. Surveillance is to collect personal intel, as in your personal communications, your personal calendar, your personal email, your personal photos, etc., etc., etc. And the only reason to collect that is to use it against you. It's not about the data. They have the data. It's about intimidating. You have no privacy. You have to assume if Russia or China or the secret space program or whatever the fuck nation state, if they want it, they're gonna get it. Pick Picks or it didn't happen. It doesn't work. It's hopeless. Like I have crazy ass malware on my shit that they like. I have multiple Bluetooth attacks, like physical proximal within 100 feet of me physically Bluetooth attacks that I have logs and live packet captures for all over town. No, it's not cool. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. I have Bluetooth attacks that happened within 100 feet of me at my co-working space at my office and at local bars and at the local university
Yeah,
within
you know who
100
did
feet
it
of
at
me.
your co-working space? It was the guy from Atlanta, right?
That was SRI guy. There's like so many people that have gone through that co-working space. Like my co-working space is like the internet was set up by this NSA black hat hacker dude that I hate. His name is Greg. He's a douchebag. But like their whole network was set up by this NSA black hat insider Greg. I hate him. What? You know, Greg for the NSA Hack Miami, Miami Mom Man, Mob, MOB, Mob Man, Greg, Greg. He's a douchebag. Yeah, let me write it down. Okay. It might be the same group because they've been harassing like crazy. What's his last name? Greg. I hate Greg. He's got this weird fucking mustache and he flew a drone and laughed at me that one time. What is his name? Hold on. So there's like this whole crew from Miami and he's famous for like he invented the first rat remote access Trojan and like rat 6, rat 7 or something. Greg. What's his last name? I hate Greg. Okay, hold on. I'm looking up some shit here. Uh, do I have Greg in my phone? I guess I do. Hold on. He's an NSA black hat motherfucker from Miami. Greg, hold on. Greg Mob Man. He's he's in my phone as Greg Mob Man, which is his handle. I don't have his last name in my phone. I have his handle in my phone.
Jeremy, Jeremy, have you
Yeah,
ever
so
met somebody who's this deep down the rabbit hole before?
from Florida. Tampa is not his last name. He's just from Florida. This this is the Hack Miami crew. Like Lizard Squad. Lizard Squad. Hannes. Greg Hannes. Greg Tampa at hireme.com. Greg Tampa. Oh my God. Sub 7. Sub 7 server is a Trojan horse program. Sub 7 was originally written by a programmer with the handle Mobman. No, Sub 7 Wikipedia. Greg Tampa. Are you serious? Greg Hannes? You said Tampa, didn't you? Yeah. He's the douchebag. No, I know him. He's a douchebag. And he works for the Who is the real mob man? Let's see. There's an article here about who is the real mob man who invented Sub 7. That's Greg. He's a creep. Um, dude, actually, look at he's from Hack Miami. Do you know Alex Hyde or Seth Whale? Seth Whale. W WHALE. He's famous for having a microchip implanted in his hand because he can shake your hand and hack your phone that's in your pocket. Do you know Seth Whale? WHALE. Are you serious? He's ex. Is he pudgy and blonde? Ah, yeah. Seth. I'm sorry. Yes, he sucks. He sucks. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he sucks. I'm about to send you a link for Seth Whale to see if it's the same guy. So Seth Whale did my cyber for a while and he did a really fucking bad job because he was actually an inside spook. Seth Whale and Greg Hannis, aka Greg Tampa, were roommates here in Huntsville when I met them. And they were both from Hack Miami, from from Florida. And they were roommates and they hated each other when I first met them here in Huntsville. Hold on, I'm looking. Hold on. Maybe I got the H in the wrong spot. Seth Whale. He's a paper clipper. Seth. Oh my God. Here's this picture. Okay, I'm gonna send this to you. Hold on. God. If this is the same person, my brain is gonna explode because he's been a real jerk to me, dude. I could tell you stories about this dude, and he's a real jerk to me. Hold on. Let me send you. Type message here. Hold on. Paste. Shit, no, that's my dad's research gate. Why did it not update? That's the picture. Um, copy image. Here we go. Pudgy dude, blonde, blue eyed because he's a paper clipper, motherfucker, Huntsville, whatever. Click on that. Those are NSA motherfuckers, and they fuck with you, and they're real jerks. Click on that. Are you serious? Would you recognize Greg if you saw him? Let me find a picture of Greg, mob man, Greg Hannis. Here he is. Fuck, here he is, Greg. He's looking real creepy in this picture, so it's accurate. So I'm gonna send you this one. Oh God, I hate these people. Hack Miami. I went to Hack Miami 2 years ago, and the whole fucking crew has been harassing me for a fucking minute, man. Let's see. How do I copy this? Yeah, so my co-working space, the network, the Wi-Fi network was set up by Greg, and he's a known NSA guy. And so is dude. Okay. I have hackers on my ass all the time and I get real annoyed with them. And actually I have a bunch of passwords that in the clear text, it's like insulting the dick length of specific hackers with their names and shit. So they read my clear text passwords and it says like your name here has a small dick and you're pathetic. Because I know who's hacking me and I insult them in my passwords. Because I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm real tired.
Jeremy, you know what's crazy? The people that are hacking her have all the information that she has. They already know
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
No, they're just fucking with me.
they're fucking with you for a reason, to make you pay attention to them.
I know. That's why I name
You
my
need to pay
password
attention to
after them.
anti-gravity. You need to stop paying attention to this bullshit because it don't matter.
That's why I changed my passwords to insulting them.
That's very cute.
It's cute. Like
Okay.
I have the code name of the hacker group. Like their public name is Lizard Squad, and then they have this code name that's just their private signal group. And I have my passwords are like the code name is pathetic because I know their fucking code name, man. I'm sick of it. There's a Rolling Stones article about the Hack Miami group and about how they're black hat NSA motherfuckers. Let me see if I can find it. Alex Hyde is like their second in command, and then their top tier guy is this like weird rapper guy. Let's see, Hack Miami, NSA Rolling Stone. Let's see if I can find this. Hackers courted by government for cybersecurity jobs. Yes, this is the correct article. Yeah, these guys ran my cyber for a while and they did a real bad job because that was the point. The point was to do a real bad job. And they troll me all the time. I troll them back though. I'm so sorry. There is like a really super disturbing and like I would probably have a panic attack if I saw it. But there's like a really super disturbingly huge, shockingly huge pile of intel on me personally that these people are using against me. Like, like they know more about me than maybe I do. It's really bad. It's really bad. They like know my nicknames and they know like phrases that are significant to me existentially, and they know my friends. They're lurking in the accounts of like all my friends because they tweet me from my friends' accounts all the time with malware. They're just lurking there and like it's bad. You should thoroughly understand the situation before you step into it because I I like dove headfirst into the rabbit hole, and I will admit I did it on purpose. I did. I did. I totally did. I dove into the rabbit hole headfirst 100% on purpose. Did I understand what I was doing? Absolutely not.
Jeremy, Jeremy, I think it's been destined that Amy Eskridge be the one who pulls the final string on anti-gravity. Even if
It's
I
hilarious
discover it in my
actually.
lab, even if I discover it in my lab, I think she's the one who needs to do it just because of her birthright, because of her situation, and because that's what a lot of people already believe. That's why I went on your show a couple weeks ago and said, I know who it is. There is a fucking anti-gravity messiah, and I know her name.
Yeah.
You didn't believe me, also.
You should be.
What do you think now?
Yeah. So like here's an example. So like my girlfriends that I've known since I was like 8 years old, like they're 32 now, like I am, right? And so I'm calling them, I'm talking to them, and I'm like, yo, we discovered anti-gravity and it's a real hassle. Like we discovered anti-gravity and it's like the worst thing that ever happened to us in our entire lives. It's like a fucking curse. It's horrible. Like we discovered anti-gravity and our lives went to shit and people started sabotaging us and it's a harassment, threat. It's awful. And I'm talking to my girlfriends that have known me my entire life and they're like, "Hey, I've known you forever. I grew up like visiting your house and slumber partying at your house and like listening to your dad rant, whatever, etc." And they're like, "Hey, if anti-gravity were to be discovered, it would be in Huntsville. And if someone in Huntsville discovered anti-gravity, it would be your fucking family." It would be your fucking it would be the Eskridges. And my girlfriends that grew up with me are like, I I believe you. I have no doubts. They're like, whatever. I grew up in your house and yes, I believe it. I don't even have to see it because I know you. They're like, yes, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Natural evolution, fact, reality. Yes. They're like, I don't have to see it. I believe you. So like that's where I'm coming from here. It's obvious to everyone around me and my family's in like total denial. My family's in total denial and we're like, so I hired this new cybersecurity company and it's run by the former CIO of Northrop Grumman. I was referred to him for a reason. And he's like, "Hey, I've been spending 35 years in counter espionage, specifically for the Navy, specifically for advanced propulsion. And I was the chief information officer for Northrop Grumman." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to tell you a series of really crazy ass stories. And can you please reserve judgment until the end?" And I told him a bunch of stories about like electronic and physical surveillance and stalking and like weird ass death and sexual threats and shit. And I got to the end and I was like, "Okay, I'm ready. Tell me I'm crazy. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm insane. Tell me I'm sane. I'm ready for it. Tell me." And this guy was like, "I wish I could tell you that you were insane, but you're totally not." I'm so He was like, "I'm so fucking sorry." He was like trying to let me down gently. He was trying to let me down gently and he was like, "The stories you've told me, I've heard from other young women in technology positions." And he was like, "They do it on purpose. They do like crazy ass shit to you that is unbelievable just so that you feel like you can't tell anyone. And they pose as like agents
My
from their own
my
government."
trick is that I tell everyone, and
I
by
do
telling
too, but
everyone,
like
you protect yourself.
I tell people, but I wait until I have 5 or 6 smoking guns before I open my mouth. But like this guy was like, "I'm so fucking sorry." He was like letting me down gently. He was like, "I've heard these stories before from other young women." He was like, "There's the DVD Blu-ray Epic War where it was like uncertain for a while whether DVD or Blu-ray was going to predominate and it was between like US and China." And he was like, "There was this female like technology executive in the US that was affiliated with that." And he was like, "She couldn't go to the grocery store with her children without receiving like people following her in a car and like threatening her in the parking lot." And he was like, "I've heard half of your stories and the half of them that I haven't heard, I totally believe." He was like, "They do crazy ass shit to you just so that you feel like you can't talk about it." It's really bad because like I love to work at bars by myself. Like my most productive zone is to go to a bar by myself and sit there with my laptop and drink beer with my headphones in and get a shit ton done. I can't do that anymore.
Amy, I got a
I
freaking
can't do
bar
it
across the
anymore.
street.
Hmm?
I got a bar across the street from my lab. Right here.
I I
Here, I'm here.
stopped I stopped that habit because I can't go to a bar by myself in the past 12 months ever without weird ass shit happening. Weird ass shit.
Amy, look,
I
that's
see it.
right across from my
I
office.
can't go there. Don't even show it to me. I can't go there.
You can go there. I know the
I can't.
bartender.
That's the safest option. Like I've been roofied multiple times. Like my extended team has been roofied multiple times. Like it's a fucking roofie party over here. It's a roofie party. I
Oh,
have
tell him about the guy who offered you one or two.
I can't, yeah. So I don't go to bars by myself anymore, even though it's my most productive zone. Because in the past 12 months, if I sit down at a bar by myself, some dude will come, like some 50-year-old dude will come and sit next to me and turn to me and say, "Do you want one roofie in your drink or two?" I'm like, okay. And then he'll like drop buzzwords that are relevant to my life. And I'll be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then sometimes I just end up like twice now, three three times. It's like I'm really fucking drunk. I shouldn't be this drunk. I didn't drink enough to be this drunk. What's happening? What's happening? Why am I so messed up? And then all of a sudden the people at the bar around me are like, "What do you do for a living? Tell us. Do you work for the government? What do you do? You're sitting there at your laptop. It looks cool. Tell us what you're doing." And I'm like, "Hey, you didn't ask me that until I suddenly was disoriented, until I came back from the bathroom, finished my beer, and was disoriented and super fucking more drunk than I should have been." Like, it's crazy. It is. It's like, yes, they do that. No, you just haven't noticed it. Well, maybe maybe you haven't had it happen then because surveillance is 50% about collecting the intel. The other 50% is just straight up about intimidating you and making you be scared.
Jeremy, I just sent you over basically a whole conversation I had with these Space Falcon camp flyers. They're doing the Falcon space program, and they're looking for kids between ages 8 and 11 to send into the future on the USC Hawkeye.
SSP 20 and back. You know about 20 and back?
Oh no, this is millions of years in the future. They're gonna disappear.
Do you know
They're
about
gonna,
20 and back?
no,
You
no,
know
no.
about
They're
20 and back?
threatening to take a Shira on a 20 and back. My daughter. I don't know. It's like a million and back or something like that.
No, it's 20.
No, no, no. This one is life millions of years in the future. Millions of years. They're like,
No, no,
whoa, we're
no,
gonna
no, no.
disappear.
Wait.
But you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
20
If
isn't the
my
number of
fucking
years in
daughter
the future. 20
disappears,
is how many years you spend in service
if
before
my
they wipe
daughter
your memory.
disappears, there's a lot of people who are hear about it, and a lot of people who are going to be in trouble.
So like I have multiple 20M backers that have reached out to me over random, the internet, whatever, and they all tell the same story. It's really weird. They all tell the same story. They all fucking thank me for my service. They thank me for my service, dude. They thank me for my service for one specific thing, and it's always the same. They thank me for creating the 3D holographic med pod. They're like, "Hey, we're really, really glad that you invented the 3D holographic med pod." And I'm like, "I haven't done
You're
that
going to
yet."
work
And
with
they're like, "We know."
Jeremiah on that because Jeremiah is working on something very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's much more crude. And we actually had a phone conversation with Jeremiah, and he showed her one of the first prototypes, I believe, of her med pod.
I already know how I'm going to build the med pod, and I knew how I was going to build the med pod before they thanked me for my service. And then they thanked me for my service, and I was like, fuck you. Fuck you. Stop fucking with me. This is crazy. But like, why do they tell the same story? And there's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and they're all like med pod. Like, why are there 5 of you saying med pod? I'm confused. I'm confused. Really? Who is that that talks to you about that? Okay.
Oh yeah, I know him. He
What?
yeah, he's in like rock. He's always messaging me.
Really?
McCarthy, I know him.
Let me click on this. I want to see his face.
He works in the Bronx. He's close by. He's close by me.
Oh, I don't know him. I don't know him.
Yeah, he's useless, but he's very very interested. He's harmless.
Harmless. Mm. Mm-mm. Harmless, no. I stopped talking to my 20M backers. I got creeped out. I'll admit it, I got creeped out.
Jeremy, Amy thinks she had boyfriends that were her handlers.
No, for fucking sure. It's sort of rapey after the fact. When you figure it out, after the fact, in retrospect, you're like, that was rape. Yeah, like the Freemasons have been sending me boyfriends. It's kind of nut. Like I had this 33-degree White Knight of Malta English and Scotch rights like super double Mason that pursued me and dated me for 6 months. And he's on Mars now. He doesn't exist anymore. Like he broke up with me and then he was erased from the internet forever. He like doesn't exist anymore. But he's a
He's on a
33
mining
degree white
colony on
man.
Mars.
What?
He's on a mining colony on Mars. It's like retarded.
Last time I saw him, he was scared. It was after we broke up. He was scared. And he was like, I'm into some shit that I can't get out of. It was really bad. And now he's erased from the internet and doesn't exist anymore. Like his Facebook is gone. His LinkedIn hasn't been updated in 2 years. He like I have a background checking service where I can find phone numbers and addresses for anyone. And he has no phone numbers or addresses for the past 2 years because he disappeared and went to Mars. Or he's dead. He got erased. Handler romantic partners, 6 months exactly. They ghost you at 6 months exactly. It never lasts longer than 6 months because they like get attached to you and they make
No, like
mistakes.
protocol. You said a 6 month protocol.
6 months protocol, because after that, like they're telling you I love you and shit like that, and they're lying. But after 6 months, they're not lying anymore and they're attached. And then they rotate them out. And the person they rotate in has existed in your life for at least 6 months to 12 months because they line them up like fucking well ahead of time. Like there's always one like 6 months breakup, and then there's one that's been in the queue for over 12 months. And then 6 months breakup, and then there's one that's been in the queue. It's really hard. Like people walk up to me in public and I'm like, fuck you, go away. Fuck you. I know who you are. It makes it really hard. But you can tell a handler from when they shut the fuck up because you talk to them about your crazy ass life. Your life is crazy. I mean, you have a handler, your life is crazy. You're into some shit. And you talk to them because they're your significant other. You talk to them about shit. And they talk back because they're faking. And you can tell they're a handler by when they shut the fuck up about shit they can't talk about. That's how you can tell. When they become silent and they just nod their head like, I can't say anything. That's a handler. No, that's a handler. Also, handlers they'll offer you money that never happens. It's a carrot on a stick. It's a carrot on a stick to engage you in conversation about your technology by offering you money that they had no intent on ever giving you. Yeah. Dan Cooper, the katana wielding, time traveling, chess playing super soldier, I've talked, like, I was friends with him for a while, but he was just whatever plant. But he would be like, Amy, just date the handler. It's okay. You have to date someone. He's like, they're usually good in bed. Just date them. And I'm like, Dan, you must not know about like guilty, I'm raping you, erectile dysfunction. They're not good in bed. They're not good in bed. They're guilty and their dicks don't work because they know they're raping you. He's like, just date the handler. It's okay. And I'm like, you can date the handler. I would like to date someone that's real.
Mm,
I've been there, done that. It's really fucked up.
yeah. Jeremy, we're basically dating right now. And Yelkin. Yeah.
What? He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
She she fucking filed a restraining order and I filed for divorce. It's over.
I need a partner that's down the rabbit hole because anyone else is going to think I'm just insane. I need someone that's like an insider down the rabbit hole and back, like fucked down the rabbit hole and back insider, because anyone else is like, you should go to the insane asylum.
I've been there. I've been to the insane asylum too. That's like that's a special entryway at the bottom of the rabbit hole.
Oh, dude, it's so bad.
It's a
You
sharp left at the bottom. That's
you
all
try
it
to date a normie. Try dating a normie. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh man, it's so hard. They just look at you sideways like, I know you're schizophrenic. And you're like, this is my life. This is my life. This is real. And they're like, yeah. I guess she tolerates it, obviously. Yeah, I gave up on the normies because they're like, my mother thinks you're crazy. And it's like, your mother doesn't know about the secret space program. Fuck. Hmm. It's so bad. Have you ever talked to a group that claims to be the anti cabal? Okay, the Mana World Holdings Trust is, they claim to be the anti cabal, but really they're just a freaking Russian criminal gang, and they collect intel basically on scientists, and they like email you and they're like, hey, we're the anti cabal, and we're in a like outside nation state banking jurisdiction, and we have all the gold from the crusades, and we would like to fund you for $100 million. And then you talk to them and they just want your white paper. They just want your white paper. And they're like, we're the anti cabal. There's going to be a dark financial flip where like the whole background flips, but like the public people are still the same for government. We're the anti cabal. It's Mana World Holdings Trust, but like it's really just a Russian criminal gang that's like scoping you out. And what happens is like the Russian gangs that like scope you out for intel, if they decide that you're worth looking into, they refer you to the operational groups. And then the operational groups are the ones that fucking like move into the apartment across the parking lot from you and stalk you physically in your hometown. Like when you get referred
Jennifer,
from the intel gathering group to the operational group, it's really bad.
get this, Amy. Tell them the story of when they swapped out the license plate.
The license plate story. I found out that I was being physically surveilled by the following method. Um, we, my ex and I realized, my ex-boyfriend and I realized that people had been breaking into our apartment while we were gone together in the same vehicle. And so like I'm in the apartment, I'm about to go to work, and I'm like, why don't you take out the trash and scope out the parking lot and make sure it's okay before I go to work? So he goes out there and he's like, there's this weird fucking Lexus. It's like a silver Lexus. This is a shitty apartment. Like, why is there really nice Lexus in the parking lot? And it has tinted windows that are not street legal, like just totally dark, totally black tinted windows that are not possibly street legal. And so he comes back in and we're standing in our bedroom window looking at the Lexus and talking about it. And I say out loud, maybe we should walk over there later and take a picture of the license plate, because the Lexus is across the parking lot from us, but it's backed in, so you can't see the license plate. Within 2 minutes of me saying, hey, we should walk over there later and take a picture of the license plate, we were still standing there at the window looking at it, talking about it. And an Eastern European looking motherfucker with a black beanie, dressed all in black, in his 50s or 60s, walked out of the apartment directly across from ours holding a license plate. And he opened the trunk of the Lexus and he took out some tools and he changed the license plate right in front of our fucking faces. And then he walked back to his apartment and he put the old license plate on the front patio and went inside, left it outside. And it was literally like, come get the license plate. I have more. I have more where this came from. Come get the license plate. And then after that, the Lexus started tailing me. And every time I saw the Lexus, it had a different license plate. It would be like Alabama plates, a different state plate. It would be random dealer plates, none of which were local, just like cardboard temporary dealer plates, none of which were any local dealers. Every time I saw it, it was different plates. It would follow me to the gas station to go get beer. I would go get beer at the gas station, and that Lexus follows me. And even my ex called an Uber once. He called an Uber. The Lexus pulled out from the spot across the parking lot from our apartment, drove over to our apartment, and said, "Hey, I'm your Uber here to pick you up." The license matched in the Uber app, but they didn't have an Uber sticker or a Lyft sticker. You can't drive Uber if you don't have an Uber sticker. He pulled out of his spot. He pulled out of his spot across from our apartment where he lived and drove over there to pick him up and said, "Hey, I'm your Uber here to pick you up." They changed the license plate right in front of our face. Like 60 seconds after I said, "Hey, we should go take a picture of that license plate." And they leave it on the patio, like, "Take it. We have more. Just take it." Like, I'm scared. I'm tired. I'm real tired. I need to disclose soon, man. I need to publish soon because it's like escalating. It's getting more and more aggressive. Like over the past, this has been going on for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And over the past 12 months, it's been like escalating, like more aggressive, more invasive, digging through my pantage, like digging through my underwear drawer and sexual threats over the past like 3 to 6 months. And now I'm like, fuck, I have to publish. Fuck, I have to publish because like it's only going to get worse until I publish. There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this fucked up situation until I publish.
Publish.
That's how it is. I have to publish for like my own defense.
Basically, what needs to happen is I need to come back there and work as your dad's lab partner.
Yeah.
Last thing I told him, he took me to the airport. It was like an hour drive. We were talking about all different shit all the way there. And the last 5 minutes we dedicated to anti-gravity. I told him, listen, I don't, keep your secrets. I'll figure it out on my own. It's a unique opportunity for me. But if we want to work together, I need to sign an NDA and you need to sign a DA. And then he looked at me. He's like, what's a DA? I said, a disclosure agreement.
I'm really going to have to work on him to publish because he's like I'm scared because they're like, "I'm gonna rape you," but he's like scared even though he hasn't received any direct threats.
I think I can work on him pretty well. I think I can work with him in the lab and work on him pretty well. I had a very tight connection with him. When we were talking about that shit with the neutron beam,
yeah,
the idea formed in my head within seconds. It was like insane. And then your dad's only response is, "Yeah, the shit will weigh a ton.
It's gonna be heavy."
It's gonna be heavy. That was his response. Not that it won't work.
No, that's typical.
In charge of whatever. He's a really smart dude.
He's the engineer's engineer.
Heavy to put on a car, which may be true, but there is so many applications for that device. It's insane what you can do with something like that.
Yeah.
We can't even think of the stuff that you can do with a neutron beam generator.
I've come up with so much shit to do with his anti-gravity force that he hasn't thought of because I'm like, gravity chemistry, yo. And he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "It's a paradigm. You just don't know yet." Gravity chemistry. I have a chemistry degree. Just watch and wait. Because he's like very narrowly focused on propulsion. He's like propulsion, levitation, UFO, flying. And I'm like, hey, chemical reactions. It's big. It's a big deal. Imagine like breaking a covalent bond without high temperature and high pressure cheaply for low energy. You don't have to boil something. You don't have to put it at high pressure. High pressure and high temperature is dangerous. Low energy, low pressure, room temperature, break a covalent bond.
That sounds like John Hutchison, though.
He was telekinetic though. He didn't have any science.
I'm not so sure about. I don't trust Hal put up for shit.
Hal says he's telekinetic. I heard it from his face.
Yeah, and Hal, you know who Hal
Hal's
really
a
is?
liar though.
Hal is the doctor from Stranger Things who like will torture little alien kids,
No, he is.
get all the juice out of their brain. And you
Hal
trust
is
him?
actually extremely evil.
Yes.
No, I've met the man. He's extremely evil. He's very quiet. He listens more than he talks. But you can tease things out of him, but it's only what he wants you to tease out of him. He's like a nice old grandpa. Like you talk to him and he's like quiet and sweet and gentle, like a nice old grandpa, but he's evil as fuck. It's creepy. Lou is evil. Brandenburg is evil. Brandenburg is like super evil. Evil. I know people that have worked for Bob Bigelow, like Tim Pickens, he's one of my technical advisors, and I had a intro offer for Bob Bigelow, and I was like, I called Tim and I was like, hey, I know you worked for Bob. Should I pitch Bob? Should I pitch Bob? And Tim's like, no. Tim's like, no, 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 no. I was his head of propulsion. I did these other projects for him. And he was like, Bob will nickel and dime you to fucking death. He'll take over your budget. He'll want final approval over everything. He'll want majority equity. He'll take over your project and it's not yours anymore. It's his. And then I called Jan because I knew that Jan had worked with him. I was like, hey, Jan, should I pitch Bob Bigelow? And Jan was like, no, he'll nickel and dime you to death. He'll take over your project. He'll like take control of your budget. No, don't pitch Bob. So, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
setting up my
No,
bed.
we can go. I need to go to bed and I spilled my guts enough already. Okay. Let me pull it up. What was is it in? Did you post the link? Yeah, post it and I'll pull it up and look at it. I can tell you, Jeremy. Thank you. I'm clicking on it. Okay. You said what, 1935? 85. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. Mhm. Oh, oh, I I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna print it and read it. I see here it says 2 photon state. A two photon coherent state, is this like multiple integers of a photon in a single thing type of thing, or is this different? Gotcha. Gotcha. Ooh. I'm scrolling through it right now. I'm gonna print it and read it more thoroughly
Guys,
later.
I think
It broke up. I can't hear you, but I think you were saying we need to sign off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anything that Hal publishes, just flush it down the toilet. Yeah.
don't do
Yeah,
not not
I've
flushing down the
communicated with
toilet.
him
You'll
on
cause.
LinkedIn. LOL. Who hasn't worked for the CIA? I'm sorry. I haven't either, but fuck, they send me people all the time. Like he's not the only one. Most of those email lists that you can get on that are like VIP email lists, it's a bunch of disinformation. And also, if you right click and say copy link, and if you go to virustotal.com and you paste the URL in that search bar, most of them are malicious IPs. The link, the vast majority of them. I wouldn't. Yeah. If you look at Ron Kita's links, they're all malware, like most of them. Like you can look at virus total for the link IPs and it's like malicious, 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 Trojan, Trojan.
I just use Ron Kita as a reference to find other people like Brandenburg or whatever's email that I wanted. I can just look at
Space
his CC
Ranger at
list.
Gmail. Space Ranger something at
Yeah,
Gmail. Brandenburg. Space Ranger.
yeah, but if you want to find somebody's email that you don't know, you just go to Ron Kita's list and you can look in the CC list. And you'll pretty
Everybody's in there. I like actually I thought that might be a fake email list for a while. I was like, I think this is fake.
well,
But
no,
I
it's not.
have like I verified a bunch of the email addresses because I had Hal's personal email address, I had Brandenburg's personal email address, I had several, and so I checked. And those are the correct addresses. Yeah, I have Jeremy and Bob too. We have like my mom was emailing back and forth with Bob for like weeks for United Nuclear, his company, like about a Vandy Raft machine that we were buying, and they're like negotiating like shipment and stuff, and I'm like, you realize you're talking to Bob Lazar, right? She's like, I don't know, he just signs his email Bob. I'm like, yeah, that's Bob Lazar. But Yeah, Jeremy gave me his personal email at AlienCon and like email me. And so I met him there. Jeremy was basically like, call me when you can show me something that I can film. And I have something he can film, but I want to finish the next one that's better for him to film. And so it's kind of like I'm breaking the rules if I contact him without saying, hey, come down here and film. Because he was like, I'm going to bring George Knapp and blah, 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 and we'll film. But Lou said the same thing. Lou was like, oh, we're filming the second season of the TTSA show on the History Channel, and we'll come do an episode about Huntsville. Like, I want to bring Tom DeLonge and Steve Justice and Hal and blah, blah, blah people to your house. And he told me that the US government would give me a shit ton of money to keep me from selling it to China. And so I called him and I'm like, can you refer me to an active US Army general, please, to talk about this transaction? And he was like, radio silence. Like I asked him to refer me to active military, and that killed the conversation. But yeah, they fuck with me. I'm tired of it. I troll them all the time. Correct. Correct. Lou
Okay,
never
guys,
liked
let's get down to business. Okay, what do we do from here? Are we contacting Stephen Greer to make a documentary? Like, what's the next step to actually make this happen? But that's an easy short term problem. I think we need to concentrate on let's say the date is going to be sometime in September when we're going to do this. We need to
like
get the
the data.
documentary done, and the documentary takes the longest time. So we need to
The data will
concentrate on
be there.
that first.
The data is easy.
If
The problem is not getting buried. Problem is not getting buried. You publish, they bury it in Google, no one notices. That's the problem. That's it. Period.
How about
It's
we all
buried.
sleep on this idea? And it's pretty late. I'm already in bed.
Yeah.
Just
That's cool. It was nice to talk to you, Jeremy. I'm sorry to hit you with my shit. Yeah. 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 I apologize for my bullshit. Yeah. Public service announcement. If you go to a bar, never, ever, ever leave a drink and go to the bathroom and then come back and drink it. If you're going to the bathroom, finish your drink, get a new one when you come back. Public service announcement. That's all I have to say. Never leave your drink unattended. But yeah, I know. I just can't go
guys,
anymore.
there's a bar across the street. Come to the lab. We'll meet at the bar. Okay. I know the tender. He's my neighbor.
Trusted party. Okay.
Yeah,
Strength in numbers.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Well,
We,
we'll talk to
we,
you later, Jeremy. It was nice chatting with you.